Gary Porter, Carolina Crusher, and then Dennis Anderson, the Gravedigger, Reptoid. I mean, they're all here.
Yeah, they are. You know, not only are they real good trucks here, but it's real good drivers. So it's going to be a He-Man fest out here tonight.
What about Gravedigger? Is that guy crazy or what?
Yes.
They come this time because I'm supposed to rock and roll here. This old truck's going to go or blow this weekend.
I was going to say, we have a straight line course, so there's no turning, no driving skills. It sounds like it's all about motor tonight.
As far as taking off and romping, you know, it's like you got to get the whole shot, get down the flat, and just mash your big motors and launch them into orbit.
You better believe the fans were ready for some of that action. Here we go, round one. Tom Mintz and Monster Patrol going at it with Brian Barthel and Little Tiger. They appeared to be dead even at the line. The instant replay offers little help, but the officials gave Monster Patrol the win. Little Tiger was the fast loser and moved up against local boy Sting, driven by Eric Meager, who got the jump and then some, sailing the Sting truck into the next round. After wiping out Reptoid earlier, Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger blasted past neighboring Carolina Crusher. He kept the pedal down in midair, taking off on the landing. Anderson regained control of the digger, but not of his enthusiasm. Hometown favorite Dan Runty and Bigfoot was hungry for a win, but it's Gunslinger getting sideways on the jump to just edge him out. The uneven landing would take its toll on the Gunslinger truck. He's forced out as Carolina Crusher is called in to replace him, once again going up against Gravedigger. A bad start for Crusher, and it's deja vu as Dennis Anderson propels his menacing Chevy into the finals. Against Monster Patrol, Todd Frolic and Barefoot got squirrely off the big jump. Nice save, but it's Monster Patrol advancing to take on Sting for the finals. He got the jump, and it was all over from there as Tom Mintz and Monster Patrol goes into the final showdown against Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger.
Talk about a sweet ride. Check this thing out. I'm not too hip on the color. It's kind of like a metallic, shimmering house of color, sort of a pumpkin. But look at the chopped roof. Isn't that fat? Hey, stick around. When we come back, Arenacross, Sand Drags, more cool action on Inside Monster Jam. But I'm hanging out right now here at the pit party with all the fans. And you know what? There's monsters and cool cars like this.
Number 10, Brad Woolsey picks up the 1-900 Pro Race $100 hole shot. Not bad. While number 12, Mike Jones, takes a fall and can't seem to get upright. After a struggle, he remounts to finish 10th. In the whoops, number 1, Buddy Antonez tries for the pass. He's able to save the Suzuki, while number 4, Chad Pedersen, moves into second. Antonez would retake second place, then make his move on the hometown Woolsey, who gets too close to a hay bale. Woolsey's able to shake it, but not before Antonez blasts past him in the final lap. Antonez takes the lead and the win. Woolsey and Pedersen follow him home.
Pro Modified Sand Drags.
Hey, Jerry B, hanging out with Mark Green, super modified Sand Drag. Big, huge motor, scooped out tires. What kind of rush is it to run this bad boy?
Oh, it's definitely a rush. You just nail the throttle and your head goes back and you hang on for dear life.
Somebody would look at it and go, big motor, big tires, fast. There's a lot of other little facets.
Oh, yeah. For example, if you'd bottom out your shocks, no travel in your shocks, you blow the tire away and you just sit there looking like a smoking donut.
Smoking donut.
And here we go. Bone Digger takes off like a rocket. Blam! Kiss the finish post goodbye. He's DQ'd as Richter scale advances. Money Pits all over Quicksand with a blowout run as he nearly runs out of track. Upstep's never satisfied. He's gone with a leading time of 1.7 seconds to put him out in front. Mark Green and Mudbuster rivals with an impressive 1.79. But it's all over as Jim Carr from Trenton, New Jersey does it again with a 1.78 to give him the Sand Drags win.
Hey, everybody's always laughing and having fun when they win. You're the winner. That was fast.
Thank you. It was very fast. They pushed me back in the seat and it just went.
How long was the time? I mean, you know, it's like a minute. I mean, a second. Just 1 second.
Yeah, you blinked your eye and you missed it. Yeah, it's fast.
Unbelievable.
Monster Trucks.
Court was in session in the New Orleans Superdome as 12 angry monsters convened to decide who's chairman of the board. Over 54,000 fans looked on as outsiders blasted out of the jury box looking for trouble. And that's just what he got, nearly rolling it in the corner as Ron Nelson and Bustin' Loose blew past him for the win. Jim Jack and Reptoid got a quick start on Brian Welch and Monster Patrol, but a broken front end would cost him the race as Monster Patrol advances. Next up, Alan Pizzo and Predator gave it just a little too much against Chuck Jordan and Survivor. But look at this save.
You were looking straight up at some lights. What happened?
I guess I gave it way too much throttle over that first hill and got myself in trouble.
Are you okay?
I'm all right.
We're certainly glad to hear that. Survivor advanced to take on Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger, who had defeated Wildfire earlier. Anderson looked like he had the track dialed in, hugging the corner and punching it on the final jump to soar past Survivor and advance to round 3. After defeating King Crunch in the first round, Brian Womack and Barefoot poured it on heavy against Monster Patrol. It was a tight race, and Barefoot just edged him out with an explosive leap at the finish. However, Monster Patrol's strong run would earn him the fast loser position to keep him in contention. Bustin' Loose was back at it, this time having his way with Brian Barthel and Little Tiger, who had taken out Gunslinger earlier. Ron Nelson didn't stop there. The Texan saw an opportunity as Monster Patrol took the turn wide, and that was all he needed as Nelson once again powered his 441 Chevy engine into the winner's circle. Was he pumped? You be the judge. That left Gravedigger and Barefoot to battle it out for the finals as Dennis Anderson poured it on strong, blowing the doors off the big Dodge and catapulting the Digger into final round action. It's showdown time, with Ron Nelson and Bustin' Loose getting a good jump at the line. Then Gravedigger locked in, and as they say in Creole country, c'est la vie, baby. The verdict was in. Dennis Anderson is the chairman of the board in New Orleans. The crowd was on its feet as the Monsters came out for a final freestyle to the delight of the fans. Now check out this leap by Gunslinger. Do we need a bigger dome? Alan Pizzo and Predator up to his old annex again as the gumbo came to a boil in the Superdome.
Okay, Jerry B. hanging out with Dan Runty, driver of Bigfoot. What's the whole story?
I've been driving for about 8 years as far as Bigfoot goes. Been working for the company for about 10.
Okay, what's under the hood in 14?
Actually, it's a 572 Ford Hemi. It's doing right close to 1,500 horse at 8,000 on the dynos where we're dumping them out at. And it will run, it will go.
What do you see in the year 2000 for monster trucks?
I think you're just going to see it faster.
You in for the long haul?
I'm in for the long haul.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Jerry.
The Jammer Question of the Week, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
Hey, my name's Kelly, and my jammer question is, what kind of shocks do the monster trucks use?
Stick around for the answer. Meanwhile, check out the IMJ calendar. It's Monster Jam this weekend at the Hagerstown Speedway in Hagerstown, Maryland. Also this weekend, Motor Jam hits the Vigo County Fairgrounds in Terre Haute, Indiana. Monster Jam will also be at Laidley Field in Charleston, West Virginia, July 18th. Lebanon Valley Speedway in West Lebanon, New York, July 20th through the 22nd. And in Phoenix, Arizona at the America West Arena, July 31st through August 1st. And don't forget the Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest featuring the U.S. Hot Rod Monster Jam at Stafford Motor Speedway in Stafford Springs, Connecticut, August 1st and 2nd.
Inside Monster Jam. We'll be right back. The Week, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
Hi, I'm Brian Womack of Barefoot. I got the answer for the Jammer Question of the Week. The shocks that we use are nitrogen-charged shocks. Some of them are coil springs. That's pretty much two different kinds of shocks we have. The coil springs usually have anywhere from like 15 to 24 inches of travel. We're running nitrogen-charged shocks, which have 31 inches of travel. We can get a lot of air with them, and it's a lot smoother landing. It doesn't want to rip your head off.
I told you I had great action, John. Why did your girlfriend want to be in the shot? Why?
I don't know. I think she's a little bit shy.
Yeah. Are you?
No.
Do I look like I am? No, because I'm on TV. Okay, we're going down to Houston, the Astrodome, the World Finals, truck and tractor pulling. Did you ever see it? Now's your chance. We're going to have to talk about the girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? We've got to break her out of her shell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A couple of horses used to do the trick, but technology has certainly changed things around at the All-American Pulling World Finals in Houston, Texas. The Astrodome was rumbling as the unlimited dragster tractors tore it up with tire speeds of up to 130 miles per hour. David Richardson and Kodiak got a little off course in round one. The Kentucky native was forced to bow out with an early disqualification. Brett Bird from Farmington, Michigan powered up for a 237-foot pole and was matched by Steve Klingenberg, driving Bad Habit out of Holland, Michigan. Tom Martin and Martin Brothers blasted out front with a 256.97 run to the delight of the fans. Into the final pull-off, Berg was DQ'd for going out of bounds. Klingenberg had an impressive pull at 266.46, but it was Tom Martin wrapping it up with a whopping distance of 286.68, giving Martin Brothers the UDT Class Championship in Houston.
Ah, Las Vegas. I can hear the roar of the engines as they're warming up right now. Let's go check it out.
The U.S. Off-Road Championship Series.
How did the practice round go for you guys?
Well, it was actually excellent. The track was a little bit sticky in some places, but when you go into the course, the high berms and stuff, absolutely awesome there. But I think the best thing about the whole track has got to be those big jumps. It's just a total adrenaline rush. You want to get the crowd into it, so if you get out and you win, you know, everybody's pumped up, ready to go. You got 35,000 screaming fans out there. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
He's got a point there. In the U.S. Off-Road Championship Series Super Modified Buggy class, number 5, Gary Gall gets the jump on the pack, taking the early lead as number 6, Corey Witherell, stays close behind. Hometown hero Tom Bradley Jr. gets a different view of the track, putting him out of competition. Number 2, Jimmy Nichols moves into the second place position when Gall misses a shift in the first corner, as Nichols takes over first. Troubles continue for Gall as he blows his engine and the race. It's Jimmy Nichols taking the win in the City of Lights.
You really came out strong in the middle of that race, man. You were bumping, you were pulling some air. How'd you do it?
Well, you know, it was a tough start for me. I started in the middle. A couple of holes opened up, and I stayed on tight on the guy in front of me. He missed a shift, I believe, out there. Gave me the shot I needed, and away I went. It was mine, all mine.
Yes, indeed, it was.
Jerry Welchel remains the points leader with 472, followed by Salenbach and Witherell locked in second.
So, how was the practice run for you? Did it go pretty smoothly?
Yeah, it did. It was a little bit muddy out there in practice. Saw a few guys on the ground, but I kept myself upright, so...
Well, the fans are going to be really right there rooting for everybody tonight. How does that affect you when the fans are right on you and screaming and yelling? I mean, they're so close because this is a pretty intimate stadium. How's that going to affect your competition?
Well, the crowd just always gets me going, as well as probably all the rest of the riders. You know, just, you can hear them, you can see them, and it just gets you going. And
all right, let's get it in gear. Number 4, Spud Walters takes his Yamaha to an early lead with rival Mike Healy nipping in his tailpipe. The pair dominate the course, distancing themselves from the pack with impressive performances on the jumps. Coming into the corner with Healy charging, Walters takes the jump and notices a stalled rider. The two split the difference and avoid a collision. Healy does a double take on that one. Meanwhile, Spud's teammate number 57, Doug Dubach, gains ground, moving into third. But there's no catching Walters tonight. He takes the victory, followed by Healy and Dubach.
Spud, really good race out there. Healy was on your tail the whole time. How did you keep him off?
I just rode my own lines, and I just kind of, you know, watched out and make sure I got behind, got past the lappers quick, and just tried to ride my own race, and that was about all I did.
Well, great job, Spud. Congratulations, man.
Thanks a lot.
Walters tops the points with a handsome lead over Schoening and Hammerschmidt.
We'll be back with more action in Vegas as we close it out in next episode. In the meantime, I'm going to go hit the casinos. See you later.
Monster trucks.
It may be the smallest state in the Union, but it's got the biggest trucks. It's Monster Jam running all over Providence, Rhode Island. In round 1 action, Tom Mintz looked hungry for a win, driving Monster Patrol hard on the roundy-round track. The Chicago-style racing suited the black and green Chevy just fine, as Monster Patrol took care of local boy Jeff Bursey and Toasaurus in impressive fashion. Well, no stranger to the northeastern soil, Bob Fisher brought his Liquidator out to play. Running tight in the corners and big on the jumps, he went on to defeat John Seasock in sudden impact. Next up, William Weaver and Rambo battled Todd Frolic and Barefoot. It was the Big Dodge from Pontoon Beach, Illinois, getting the best of Rambo as Barefoot advances. And on to round 2 as Frolic took on Sky Hartley and Bigfoot, who skipped round 1 due to top qualifying honors. Frolic took out a lane post, then his rear end. That would put Barefoot out of competition as Sky Hartley and the Bigfoot Ford from St. Louis got the win and advanced to the finals. Monster Patrol and Liquidator went head-to-head in a duel for the final spot. Mintz kept a close turning radius in the corners, giving him the edge. He took his Monster Patrol Chevy to victory lane, setting up a Bigfoot Monster Patrol showdown. Both trucks would get a good jump at the line, and Mintz followed through with textbook cornering. But Hartley was able to reciprocate, then went strong into the jump. Sky proved himself in the U-turn, then opened up his big block Ford engine on the final jump. It was a nail-biter in Providence, but the win went to Sky Hartley and Team Bigfoot.
Thrill Seekers.
This is like the Stuntman Hall of Fame. Famous big name. Tell me you've never heard this before. Doug DeMocus, the Wheelie King. Okay, let's talk about this thing behind us. It's about 20 feet to the top of it, and you're going to wheelie on these cables on a three-wheeler.
I'm going to ride a wheelie up these two 5/8 diameter cables.
I was thinking maybe like we could have Spanky Spangler on one side. I could be on the other. We could do the...
I've come probably maybe 4 times of falling off the thing, so it gets my attention.
You're apprehensive. You've done it before. But it's not just something like, when you could wheelie all over everywhere, and it's no problem. But when you're doing something like this,
I have skiing. I have the highest respect, yeah.
Respect.
It's when you lose respect is when you get hurt. You got to have a lot of respect.
Inside Monster Jam. We'll be right back. Monster Jam.
Justin, what's it like when your dad follows you all around? You try and go racing, you know? He's there right behind you.
Well, really, it don't happen that way very often. Usually, he's following me.
It's my understanding that Legend has the 5/8 replicas, and I know they have sequential shifters, and are they 1,500 cc engines?
1,200 cc Yamaha, about 115 to 20 horsepower.
Are they pretty much all the same?
They're very much the same. That's what makes it a good series to run because they all got the same engine, same tires. Keeps it real even. Makes it more for the driver than for the engine builder.
What do you think of that father and son team over there? Your chance?
Well, they'll be tough to beat because they've been around a few tracks before. They've been racing, and they race against each other, so they'll be tough, but that's what racing's all about.
I couldn't have said it better myself. The Legends cars went at it on the oval track with number 31, Carl Bachner, grabbing the early lead. Number 4, Aaron Pierce, loses traction as Justin Houston in the 15 car takes advantage, gaining ground on the leader. There's plenty of bumping in the turns, and it's Carl Bachner in the Ford, holding on to the lead to win the St. Louis Legends cars race.
You got to make it short and sweet. You won the Legend cars. How'd it feel?
Kind of tough tonight.
Why's that?
A lot of good competition behind me.
More IMJ Racing.
The Stadium Rough Trucks were kicking it up in Atlanta. Number 3, Jason Mayfield, runs his S10 pickup hard, easily defeating number 10, Eddie Chester. Darrell Black takes off in his 79 Ford F-250, but coming over the big jump, his drive shaft goes up. That'll do it for him. Next up, number 7, Doug Smith in the Chevy pickup has a rough start, but manages to come from behind to just edge past the Elders Chevy. In the finals, Jason Mayfield is the next drive shaft victim on the tough course, as number 5, Gary Wayne Chapman in the Camouflage 72 Chevy has a great run, taking the lead with a time of 5.31 seconds. But in the end, it's the underdog, number 7, Doug Smith, plowing through the course with a 4.6-second run to take the Stadium Rough Trucks Championship in Atlanta. The Quad Wars continued in the Georgia Dome as Team South appeared to have the whole shot, but number 22, Alan Nichols of Team North, dug in the corner to steal the lead. Number 4, Lane Coyle of Team South, took over first with a fast break in turn 3, but only momentarily as Nichols climbed over him in the corner to reclaim first place for Team North. Wait a minute, you can't do that. Team North's Randy Dinkins on the number 7 quad would go on to take the victory, but it would be quickly disputed, rather aggressively, I might add. The judges called for a 4-man showdown, and it was number 48, Hank DeHart of Team South, jumping into the lead with a nice move in the first turn. He would be able to stave off number 1, P.J. Hall of Team North, to capture the win for the South. Or so he thought. There was still one lap to go. Fortunately, his teammate, number 461, Bridger Medlin, was clear on the race. He pulled ahead to give Team South the undisputed victory in Atlanta.
Freestyle is something we like to do because you get a lot of air. Like we like to say is you get out here and you just get to go out and just kick the big girl right in the big guns, hit the ramp any way you want to and catch major air, come down, parts might fall off, who cares? Put it back together, we'll do it again next weekend.
Just make another one, right?
That's it.
You probably have a whole bunch of these at home, don't you?
Reloads.
Reload. Piece of cake. Oh, no, we're not finished. St. Louis is still going to rock with the Monster Truck Showdown, Gravedigger, and Monster Patrol, the black and green wrecking machine. Let's hear a little digger. Gravedigger! We have the Monster Truck Showdown from St. Louis. I'm Jerry Bernardo reporting from pits down here. The Monster Patrol and Gravedigger. It's going to be huge.
Showdown.
Tom Mentz, Monster Patrol. How's it going down here on the floor?
Great. Couldn't be happier. You know, we're out here running really hard. Stuff's holding together.
How's the tacky dirt?
Oh, it's not seeming to be much of a problem, you know. It's a heck of a ride out there. You get a lot of air off that first stack, and when you come to that second stack, just hang on.
Hang on. All right, we're looking for you in the final.
Oh, yeah, there's, you know, 2 better drivers, both crazy. Neither one of them care. You know, we're going to the house after this run, so nothing held back.
Dueling green and black.
That's right, the black and green wrecking machines.
He called you two the black and green wrecking machine.
That's it, baby. We're a team out here, and that's what everybody needs to do is keep their eyes on this black and green wrecking machine truck.
It's all a big, super huge show here at St. Louis by the banks of the Muddy Mississippi. See how I make it sound like really cool?
You do, man. You're really cool yourself.
I'm not a goober anymore?
No, you're not a goober right now, but he can be a goober, trust me.
All right, 1-900 Gomer. Dennis Anderson, yeah, digger.
It looks like Dennis Anderson's got another fan. Gravedigger took the inside lane and the black and green went at it. Monster Patrol was running strong, but Dennis Anderson was on tonight as Gravedigger takes the 1-900 Pro Race Final Showdown and a treat of food in St. Louis. But the crowd wanted more. That's when the big boys tore it up in freestyle. The Monsters ran free on the track, barreling over the whoops when Digger nearly toppled in the corner. Hang in there. Then it's Monster Patrol. Same angle, getting a little overzealous, and the big Chevy goes down. The crowd was in a frenzy when Mitch was able to upright the beast and salute his monster fans.
All right, in St. Louis, there's got to be a good story and a bad story. Probably have to start with a bad. A little bit of a big rollover. What happened?
I broke the rear end earlier, and I was trying to do this freestyle with the front wheels only. Got up on 2 wheels and couldn't drive out of it.
Dom, always the showman. And the winner, no more phone calls. We have a home audience winner, Dennis Anderson. What's up with the digger?
I've had some up and down weekends, but hey, man, I was just proud to be in the finals. This is Bigfoot Stomping Ground, Barefoot Stomping Ground, Monster Patrol, and I beat all those guys right here, man, underneath this dome.
Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, you're kind of short on words. I mean...
Hey, I'm just excited, man. What can I say?
That's right. You're the winner. That's it from St. Louis. Thanks for coming. I'll see you next time. Where are you going next?
Florida.
Okay, can I go? Can I go with you? Can I ride with you in the trailer? Come on, Dennis. I promise.
I'll pick you up at the first rest area across the Florida line, I promise.
Don't miss the next episode of IMJ. It's a peach-stomping good time in the Georgia Dome as Dennis Anderson and company cut loose in Atlanta. What else, you ask? Air show action from Phoenix, part 2 of off-road racing from Vegas, demolition derby from Seattle, and a whole lot more. Kick back and enjoy the action Friday, July 17th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on the Deuce. Only one show can pump all that action right into your living room. Inside Monster Jam, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.